Hello everyone and welcome back to the cinema. Today we are back for The Flash episode 16. 13. Why did I say 16? Nah, fuck it, I'm keeping it in. Episode 13 of The Flash today. Full spoilers, and of course it starts with a particle accelerator explosion. But it doesn't stop there. We get the particle accelerator exploding again. And possibly a third time. It's... No, I'll be forgiving 2 times. There's just a lot of... It's happening, but it's not the same shot that I was talking about at the beginning of all these episodes, where it has to be the particle accelerator waving and exploding from the exterior. You get lucky this time. So episode 13, the Nuclear Man, or the Ronnie episode, because now we're finally here dealing with Stein and Ronnie and how they're together and how they're trying to splice the two of them and everything that's going to come of that, because they've been building this for weeks upon weeks of episodes, or, you know, for me it's just binging it. But yes, they've been building this up. How did I think they do? Not as great as they could have. I know it's the CW and I don't expect Oscar-worthy performances, but it just, for all the build-up, felt kind of underwhelming, like it was just another episode. And as just another episode, it works really well. I mean, this isn't the main crux of the season. We have a lot more coming on the way. We start the episode with Barry preparing for a date with Linda, and I really like this. Stuff like this is what I really missed about the show, because this is back when it was simple, it was fun, it was down to earth, and it still felt somewhat grounded in the Arrowverse. So Barry goes on dates, and eventually in this episode he loses Linda because Iris is like, yo, he kind of has a crush on someone else, or did, and can't drop feelings. Bitch, you fucking moving into a guy's apartment. Don't you worry about Barry's love life. But through eating very, very hot chili peppers, Barry wins her back. Without seeing The Flash or this episode, with no context, that's gonna sound crazy. He eats a very hot chili and he wins the girl back. But now, the real fun of this episode for me is Joe and Cisco, detectives on the case, and they go back to Barry's house the night that everything happened, and they wanted to figure out what was really going on. And what the fuck? There's a fucking MILF at the door, and these guys are all like... I don't know why, but the CW was just like, put this in, and it adds nothing to the episode. I have a real love and hate relationship with the CW, and again, I love them. She's just there and intrudes on all these dramatic moments where they're trying to figure shit out, and like, Joe's thinking of hitting it, and Cisco's like, I will not be mad at you. I don't know why she's here, but I love it. All these scenes are definitely a highlight of the episode, and they're the reason to watch this one. We get a scene with the two of them later after they found a blood sample at the house where Barry's mum was murdered. They're running it against names in the criminal database, and Cisco's like, so who you want me to run specifically? And Joe's all Harrison Wells, man. Run Harrison Wells, and it's just fucking dramatic, and the way Cisco seizes up and like, nah man, he'd never, because he's like the chaddest Chad that ever Chad, and he's close, but he's not Eddie Thorne. That man is blonde and he has balls. We're gonna come up with a new name for him. Instead of Eddie Thorne, how about Chatty Thorne? Chatty Thorne joins the battle. I don't know if my editing skills are up for doing that. So yes, we get a lot of Stein's backstory in this and how he came to be melded with Ronnie, and that's how we see the particle accelerator again. Eventually Star Labs get a hold of him and they realize that this is a nuclear man. He is gonna explode and we've got to figure something out. Good thing that they decided to tend to him in this episode, otherwise it would have not had a very happy ending, this show. In between all this stuff, Joe and Cisco end up talking again, and Cisco's like, hey, I ran the blood. Barry motherfucking Allen from the future, or adult Barry of some sort, was there the night that Barry's mum died. What the shit? So it works fine, and the nuclear man explodes and is seemingly dead before we cut away to Mr. Krabs himself, General Iving, I think. Iving's his name? I hope so. See, when you not just watch these episodes but you review them, you really get an in-depth, and it like sits in your brain. Like the first time I watched the show as a kid, I would not have remembered General Iving's name, but I do now. So General Iving is like, hey yo, let's Firestorm. I don't know whether he's like find Firestorm, activate Firestorm, I can't remember. For someone that just said that it all sticks in his brain, I make no sense. And that is episode 13. What did you think? It's good, but it could have been better for me.
That's what she said.
With all this build up to Firestorm, Ronnie, Stein, where this story was going, I was actually more invested and had more fun watching Detective Cisco and Joe West. So if this is something you like seeing on a daily or weekly or monthly basis, depending on how busy I get, consider subscribing or dropping a like because it helps me out a lot. If you've made it all the way through to the end of the video, you're a bloody legend, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.